In this video, we're going to set up the Java development environment. We're going to be using Eclipse. So we've got a few things we need to do. First, we need to download and install the Java SE or Standard Edition 9 JDK, Java Development Kit. We'll also need to download Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. And we'll download and install Tomcat 9 to make everything work. And these applications and this setup is necessary for us to program Java web applications. So the first thing let's do is we'll just simply Google for Java SE 9. I'll take this one here from Oracle. We'll need to accept the license agreement. And I'll download, I'm on 64-bit, so I'll download the 64-bit for Windows. And now that that download is finished up, let's go get the Eclipse. We want Oxygen, and I'm going to get it from eclipse.org. I want to come down to Packages. And this is the one I want, Eclipse IDE for Java EE or Enterprise developers. This has the Java web capabilities. And while that downloads, let's go ahead and grab Tomcat. It's Apache Tomcat 9. And I'm going to get it from tomcat.apache.org. I want to make sure I'm on Tomcat 9. And I'm going to download under the core, I'm going to download the zip file. And now that everything's done downloading, if I go look at my downloads, I should have three things. The JDK 9, Eclipse Java EE Oxygen, and Apache Tomcat 9. And I'll just install them in that same order. So first the Java Development Kit. And these are just standard installs. No changes necessary. Successfully installed. That's good. And now I'm ready for Eclipse, and Eclipse is just a zipped folder, so if I open it, I should be able to extract. I'm just going to extract it to downloads, that's fine. And it's kind of a large file, so it'll take a few minutes to extract. And after it extracts, you can see the folder. If you go inside of there, there's Eclipse, and inside of Eclipse are the actual files that we're going to run. Eclipse doesn't install, it just runs from this directory. So I'm going to come up here. Again, inside of downloads, I'm in the folder that extracted. There's Eclipse. I'm going to rename this to Eclipse Oxygen. And then I'm going to grab this Eclipse Oxygen. Eclipse Oxygen contains the files. So I'm going to grab that folder and drag it into Documents. So now inside of Documents, I have Eclipse Oxygen. To make Eclipse work, I need another directory to hold my project, so I'm going to just create that now, also right here in Documents, and I'm going to call it Eclipse Projects. Back over to downloads, I need to extract Tomcat. And it extracts into a directory. There's another Tomcat directory inside of there. And then there are all of the files. So I'm going to go into this first directory and grab this. And also put it in Documents. So now if I come to Documents, I have Apache Tomcat 902. If I go in there, those are the files and folders that make Apache Tomcat work. If I go back to Documents, I have Eclipse Oxygen. If I go in there, the files and folders that make Eclipse work. And if I go into Eclipse Projects, it's empty for right now. I just created a shortcut onto my desktop. I could put it down on the bar or wherever I want to put it. And when I double click it, Eclipse will launch. This workspace, that is the Eclipse projects that we just set up. So notice it's in a weird place. It's right in our profile. So let's go browse. Inside of Documents, we're going to choose Eclipse Projects. And here we have it, Eclipse Java EE IDE for web developers. We have the Explorer down the side. We've got our working window. We have everything that we need. The one thing that I need now is Tomcat server, and Tomcat is the web server that allows our web applications to run. So I'm going to come under the Servers tab down here, create a new server. Remember, it's Apache. And it's Tomcat 9. That host name and that name are perfectly fine. It wants to know where it can find Tomcat. Remember, that's in our documents. Highlight Apache Tomcat 902. And it wants to know which Java to use. We're going to use Java 9, the one we just downloaded. I want to prove that this works, so I'm going to create a new dynamic web project. I'm just simply calling it test for right now. It's using Tomcat 9. The default location is inside of our documents folder, that Eclipse projects folder. And in it, for each project, it will create a new folder. If I expand the project and I expand web content, I'm going to put a new file in here. A new JSP file. I'm calling it index. And it looks like this. I'm going to come right here inside of the body. Save it. Now notice it's got the JSP file extension, so it's a web application. It requires Tomcat in order to run. You can't just double click it and have it run. It needs that interpreter. So if I left click test to select it, right click test, I can choose run as, and I'm going to run on server. It's going to run on the Tomcat server. I'm always using this server for this project. If you get this firewall message, it is fine to allow it. You can do public if you want. Probably private would be the better choice. And you'll notice that our web page opened up inside of the internal browser for Eclipse. So Eclipse has its own browser, and it will display your pages in that browser. I prefer to use my regular web browser, so if I come up under Window, Web Browser, I can choose any that I would like. My Chrome is my default browser, so I could do that if I wanted to. I'm going to explicitly select Chrome. I'm going to close things up, and I'm going to run it again. And I can see that it opened up, and there's my file. So there you have it. You are now have your web application environment set up, and you're ready to start working on Java web projects.